Hello, I'm Jerry Stewart with another common sense presentation. Now, this particular episode is a little different than some of my others because it actually is a letter to Colin Kaepernick, the NFL football quarterback that we all know has raised a lot of attention by not standing during the national anthem before the NFL football games. And of course, a lot of people have very mixed emotions about this. So I've tried to spend some time thinking to myself, what is it about what Mr. Kaepernick is doing that has me so upset? And if I may, sir, I would like to share with you, as best I can, why it's an upsetting action that you're doing and perhaps a different way that you could go about all of this to get the word out about this concern that you have. Now, first of all, let me say this. I have a tremendous amount of respect for anyone who has passion. I am a person of passion myself. And when I see something that needs to be done, or I know that there's something to be said, I usually do it. I usually say it. I usually act on it. Doesn't always work out perfect, but I know I must follow my own convictions. And quite frankly, one of the great reasons that we're having so many problems in our nation today is because there are very few people of real passion. In fact, most people are choosing to be so absolutely apathetic that no matter what happens, they do nothing. So I have a tremendous amount of respect for you, and I know that you've put a lot on the line by refusing to stand. I know that now, presently at this moment, you don't have a NFL contract. I know that that represents millions of dollars per year in income. I know it's probably made people have some very mean and nasty things to say to you. But I have to say, the fact that you have chosen to speak out or to not stand, and you've done it in a civil way, that is, you haven't chosen any kind of anarchy or destruction, makes me have a lot of respect for what you're trying to accomplish. It was Thomas Paine who said, the biggest mistake that anyone can make is because they can only do a little, they do nothing. And as I said before, that's why our country has so much trouble now, because so many people are doing nothing. Now, having said that, what is it about your not standing during the playing of our national anthem? What is it that has so many of us so upset? So let me share with you a little of what I know in my own heart and a little of what I know about the history of our flag and our national anthem that maybe would help us to come to a spot that you would be able to project out these concerns that you have for our nation in a way that we will all receive and work alongside of you to see that these solutions can be made. Now, let me take a moment and talk about our flag. As we look at it, we look at the colors, we look at the design. Now, the important thing that everyone needs to understand is that our flag is not supposed to be a representation of our government. It's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be a representation of we, the people. That's the reason that they designed it that way. If you'll notice, there's 13 stripes. Now, when they originally designed the flag, there were 13 stripes. One stripe for each of the colonies. And the colonies came together and said, we believe that we want to break free of British rule, and we want to unite together to accomplish this. And so the 13 original colonies made up the original We the People. And that's never changed. And we look at it and we say, okay, a colony is what? It's a group of people. So each of those stripes that represents a colony represents you and me and all the people here in our nation. It's us. So I think to myself, now why would I want to disrespect myself? I need to find a way to go to a problem and to point that out rather than just disrespecting myself by not standing and looking at the flag during the national anthem. Okay, then I look at the stars. Of course, there's now 50 stars. Each time there's a new state, there's a new star. Once again, the stars are meant to be one for each state, and each state is a population of people, of American people, we the people. So I can tell you that one reason why people don't like for anyone to disrespect the flag is because it's like disrespecting each of us. And I don't know all of your passions and all of your concerns, but what I've read, I'm in agreement with you. I do believe that everyone should be equal. I believe that there should be no racial discrimination, and there should not be any reason why we can't all bond together as one nation under God, regardless of our color or our creed or our religion or our persuasions. We need to come together as one. So when I look at the flag, then I have to say, well, what about the colors? Well, there are three colors. There's a blue and a white and a red. And these colors weren't picked by our founding fathers just because they kind of look cool together. They were picked because the blue stands, first of all, the blue stands for perseverance. That means this word that no matter how severe something becomes, no matter how hard something is, we will not quit. And I can tell you, in our World War II, I've heard many, many stories of times that people wanted to stop the fighting. They could not go another moment. They were too tired, whatever their circumstance was, but they would look at the flag and it would give them the strength to keep going. The blue represents us and that we are to persevere. The white represents purity. Now, that's a tough one because we're not a pure people. We are not a pure nation. We are not perfect. We are a million miles from perfect. But the white is to remind us that we need to seek perfection. Meaning, if we see something wrong, we're supposed to stand up and do something about it. I mean, within the law, I mean by not rioting and crashing down buildings, but we are supposed to seek purity. We're supposed to seek pure hearts as a nation of people. And I think that's what we all want, including you, sir. We all want our nation to have pure hearts to where everyone is treated equally. And the white is so very, very important. The third color, of course, is red. And of course, red always represents sacrifice. And every week, when there's a game going on and the national anthem is played, there are hundreds of thousands of American men and women all around the world that are doing just that. They are sacrificing themselves to keep us safe and free. And when we decide not to honor the flag by standing, honestly, we are dishonoring those very people that are showing us the red, the sacrifice of the flag. Now, last thing, throughout history, the flag has been a very important symbol, if you will. Even in battle, there was a song, still is a song, and it's called Rally Round the Flag, Boys. You see, back in the war, when we had the flag, a person within a group of the soldiers fighting would be appointed to carry the flag, and it was a very, very important appointment because the person who carried the flag did not carry a weapon, and their job was to lead the forces into battle. Now, because the flag was a rallying point for the soldiers, then the enemy knew that if they could kill the person carrying the flag, and if the flag fell, many times those who were fighting would stop or would run. So many times the enemy would take all of their effort to kill the person carrying the flag. So when a person carried the flag and the troops would rally around the flag, it was the sight of the flag that kept them going. So those of us who want the same thing as you do, quite frankly, I'd love to hear from you. I don't know what the chances would be of you even seeing this video. But I can tell you, I would like for us to come together in mind and spirit and soul to find a way that we can bring attention to the things that you and I are concerned about. And for those of you out there who are listening, and maybe you didn't know the story of the flag, maybe you didn't know how we came to have our flag, you need to understand that the flag is not just a piece of cloth. The flag is you and me. Mr. Kaepernick, I hope that you find your way through your circumstance, that you continue to have a passion, and that you find a way to accomplish those things that you think are important for our country in a civil and legal way. And I will tell you that I will be praying for you, that you find a way to accomplish the things that are important for the betterment of our nation. And I would ask those of you who are watching this video, if you agree with me, pass this on. Maybe you could subscribe, maybe you could give it a like. All we want to do is to get our nation to be a better and greater nation. Thanks so much. My name is Jerry Stewart. This was a common sense presentation. And Mr. Kaepernick, God bless you. Bye-bye.